The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for Living a Primal Lifestyle with your host, Nico de Haan. And now, here's Nico de Haan.
Hi, everybody. It's Nico de Haan here. It's August 17th already, halfway through the year. It seems like we're way past halfway through the year, but halfway through the summer here in Clearwater, Florida. It's a beautiful day, even though it's cloudy, threatening rain. It's about 88 degrees, very humid, but still very nice. Our number here is 877-927-6648, and our international number is 727-445-1044. Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle. I'd like to remind you that my new issue of Health Signals, I've got a copy right here, and it's streaming out to you right now. So please check out the newsletters and go for Health Signals. And this is, if you want to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, you need to pick up this newsletter because we've got a lot of stuff in there this week that is going to help you in those departments. If you want to get a hold of me and not call in, you can reach me at nico@tfnn.com. Of course, all these audios are archived on our tfnn.com website as a podcast on iTunes and on video at livingaprimallifestyle.com and also on YouTube if you just select TFNN and Living a Primal Lifestyle. Hope everybody's doing great in the chat room, live on the internet, on Tiger TV, on iPhones, and all kinds of devices all around the world. You can get this feed and get the video feed or the audio feed, whatever you prefer. So we've got a lot of ways of you getting the information to you. This week, I want to remind folks, too, that Elephants, Aardvarks, and Me is my wife's book. It's a children's book that's illustrated. It's a beautiful illustration done by Bob Markey. Robert Markey and my wife wrote the poetry many, many years ago. And she's got a series of these books coming out. The next one is going to be out shortly, too. So she's working on a lot of stuff, and she's keeping very busy. But I think you'll like it. It's a children's book, but it's really for adults, too. And it's got a great message in it, and it's something you really need to look at. You can get it at Create Space, and there's a web page I just created for on Facebook. It's called Elephants, Aardvarks, and Me. If you want an autographed copy, all you have to do is request it, and you can email me at nico@tfnn.com or ellenhdehaan@me.com. And you can reach her, or just ask for it on Facebook, and we'll get a copy to you. It's only $10, and it'll be autographed, and you can put a little message in there that you want, too. So that's very good. Getting back my newsletter, we got a lot of great information in here, and the opening is preventing cancer, skin cancer, with your diet. A lot of information about how to take care of yourself, what to eliminate so you have less risk for skin cancer, and what to add into your diet. The next segment on here is early meat-eating human ancestors thrived while the vegetarian hominids died out. This is a very interesting article because there were now we think there's 3 human species on the planet at the same time, one of which was a vegetarian. And that vegetarian actually died out, where the meat eaters really lived on a lot longer. But it's an interesting article, and it gives you the evidence of why we're thinking along these lines. I was always interested in anthropology, so this really is good. A Harvard red meat study ignores the health benefits of grass-fed beef. And this happens over and over again. When you see these studies that red meat is bad for your heart, it creates cholesterol, blah, 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 what they're really talking about when they do these tests is they're talking about the conventional commercialized meat that you get at the grocery store. not animals that are eating their own natural food. And this is also doesn't just apply to red meat. It also applies to all the different kinds of foods that are out there that are kind of run through these factory farms, and they're feeding them the cheapest thing they can, which means usually the animals get sick, and also means that now they have to drug them up. So they're kind of doing the same thing to the animals as the conventional medicine and just our regular food companies are doing to us. So the animals are suffering just as much. And that goes for your pets, too. If you want to get your pets healthy, start doing some research on what these animals would have eaten in the wild. And when you do that, then the chances of them catching all these different things that you find common in household pets, they're not going to get those things anymore. Next is an article about genetically modified foods and are they making you sick. And, these things have lots of videos in here, too. So when you dig deep into this and start doing some of this research, you'll tend to say, hey, maybe this is not good for me, and maybe I should be switching to non-GMO foods. I'm a guy who really likes science, and I think the scientific methods that we use are we've been using for hundreds and hundreds of years, and they really do steer us in the right direction. It doesn't mean that we know it all. We're discovering things all the time. But what this is telling us is that when we genetically make these foods in a certain way, and most of these foods have pesticide type of properties in them because they don't want weeds to grow next to them and things like that. So it just doesn't make sense to me. A lot of references in here, too. The right foods that can ease your aches and pains. And this is really important because we all have them. I'll tell you about mine in just a minute. And then I have a great article on chemicals used in plastics that are linked to diabetes in women. And a lot of these things are in cosmetics, of course, along with the plastics that we use. And I think you'll find that very interesting. Also a great video about women or girls going into early puberty because of the toxic plastics. They call this the silent drug. Potential effects of soy and the effect of your unborn baby and the fertility of our future generations. Very important to know what's going on there. And then I have on page 14 a sort of infograph that shows you, and I found this very, very helpful. And it talks about proteins and oils and fats and veggies and grains and sugars and dairy and nuts and legumes and spices and flavoring and even how to cook it. And it tells you what to avoid and what to eat. And it's just a graph. So and I'll give you just a for instance on this, that if you're eating proteins, the good stuff is the grass-fed beef and lamb and pasteurized eggs. The bad stuff would be soy protein, wheat protein, and things like that. So it shows you right in the graph what's better, and there's even some things in the middle that you can actually take part in, once in a while. Some great recipes. I got 4 great recipes: grape and shrimp with honey, ginger and chili chicken with basil, and then cauliflower sautéed with turmeric, pine nuts, raisins, and rosemary, and the last one being curry chicken salad with cherries, mango, and pecans. Tried some of these recipes. They're fantastic. So, try them out. And I think variety is the spice of life, so you need to try something new. Another article here, this is about icing. And the regime we've all subscribed to is, the ice injuries. To reduce the swelling, to reduce the pain. And this article really goes in depth about it, and there's also a video attached to it. And what it's really talking about is that, it does reduce pain, but does it really help as far as rehabilitating the injury? In other words, is the healing still there? And most people will tell you in alternative medications, internal when you're talking about to chiropractors, or you're talking to somebody that might do acupuncture or does natural healing, is ice actually stops healing. So we're opening our eyes here, folks, and I notice I had trouble with my knees from impacts and things like that, and I iced them for a long time, and then I kind of stopped icing them about 3 or 4 months ago, and been doing more activity on the knees themselves, a thing called knee walking, and I'll tell you, the progress I've made is really substantial, and now I don't have nearly as many problems with the knees. And in jiu-jitsu, we use our knees and hips quite a bit. And then I have great workout here, and this is lunge variations. My quads right now are really screaming a little bit because I tried all these things, and these are just lots of variations to the squat. And this is exercises that you can do at home with no equipment whatsoever. Easy to do, easy to follow, and you can find all kinds of videos on YouTube for those things. And then the last page is really about me and about Paige, who was my guest last week. And Paige will be back shortly, maybe in a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the most. But she really enjoyed the show. I think we got a lot of information from that. Got a lot of feedback from everybody about Paige and what she's doing. And, I really enjoyed the segment with her. So we're going to have Paige back, and I'm really excited about that. So, folks, you can call me, of course, at 877-927-6648. And please pick up this Health Signals newsletter. I think you'll find you'll get value for value. It's only $10 a month, and you get 2 issues a month on the first and third Friday of each month, and you're going to enjoy it. Now, I was away last weekend, and my wife and I went up to Philadelphia, and it was her aunt's 90th birthday party. And we had about 65 people there, and it was a really enjoyable time. Of course, these folks are from all around the country, and we don't get to see them that much, maybe a few times a year, and usually at a special function. So, you get a warm, fuzzy feeling seeing all these people catching up. And the nice thing about seeing family and really close friends is you kind of leave off where you left where you left off the last time. So you kind of resume whatever was going on, and people have, we were talking back and forth about what we're doing and about what we're doing, and it was a great time. The negative part of the whole thing is, of course, traveling. When you're traveling, it's difficult to, first of all, to eat. When you're on an airplane, you're sitting in one position for a long time, so that's no fun, not really good for you. You're susceptible to all kinds of things that people around you are in a kind of enclosed space there. You're doing a lot of waiting and standing around and things like that. So those are the negative parts. But those things kind of we get through that, and so it's something that. You have to really overcome. And I'm still feeling the effects of the trip, and I think mainly it has to do with the change in food. There are a lot more aches and pains. Of course, I was a week off of jiu-jitsu, and I got back into it, and that got me back into the spirit of things. But traveling has its definite downsides when you're traveling across the country. And, we just have to put up with that, and that's all the more important reason to stay healthy normally. When you're at home, you've got all kinds of control that you can do that. So I've got somebody on the line here, Mike from Miami, and I'm going to get to him right after the break. We're coming up on the break right now. So, Mike, you stay right there. We'll be talking to you, and he wants to talk about coconut oil, so one of my favorite subjects. Folks, 877-927-6648. International number is 727-445-1044. And I'll be back in a couple minutes.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direxion Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirexionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direxion Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direxion Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direxion Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Master Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
Kate Stalter's exciting newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, has just launched, and now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial. Every Wednesday afternoon, Kate sends out her weekly newsletter to her subscribers where she focuses on small cap stocks with market caps under $2 billion, as well as low-priced equities with share prices ranging from $5 to $12. Kate tracks a variety of stocks with a combination of strong technical support and solid fundamentals. Many of the stocks featured will be recent IPOs. These newer issues are often some of the biggest price gainers in the market and provide an excellent opportunity for substantial gains if timed correctly. You can catch Kate Stalter live on Tiger TV with her small cap roundup every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and visit TFNN.com right now to get your 2-week free trial to her brand new newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, while locking in the low introductory monthly rate of only $37.50 per month, almost a 50% discount. Act now.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle. Welcome back to the show. And on the line, we have Mike from Miami. Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Hi, Nico. Hi.
Nice to talk to you again.
You too. I just wanted to mention, you had mentioned your wife wasn't able to digest coconut oil.
Yeah, she has a hard time with it.
Yeah. I just want to let you know, with my wife, we tried the expeller pressed.
Yes.
And she doesn't have any symptoms from that at all.
Oh, that's pretty good. We have the Virgin, which is also expeller pressed. I try to get the one that is processed the least, because there's a few different processes that they can get. But she's tried several different kinds. She just has a unique problem with doing processing a lot of different fats. It really it began with the casein, from milk and things like that, which she can't process. But saturated fat from animals, she has no problem with. It's just the tropical oils just don't seem to. We've even tried palm oil, and that doesn't agree with her either.
Yeah, well, my wife did have the same issues with the tropical oils. I bought it at Tropical Traditions. You're familiar with that?
Yes, that's where I get my oil from, because they have some great sales. Every once in a while they have 2-for-1 sales, and that's when I usually stock up.
Yeah, it was the Expeller Press. Yeah, it is. It is.
Is that the one with the gold label? The gold?
You can buy it organic or non-organic.
Yeah.
It's not a gold label, no.
Okay.
It's a mechanical process. I mean, they do use some heat, but that's basically to remove the moisture so you can cook with it.
Yeah.
But it's a much better oil to cook with. The virgin oil, frying with that is pretty tough. The smell is sometimes pretty bad.
It's really strong, and the more processed, you can use it at higher temperatures too. So, yeah. No, it's a great oil. We've used quite a bit of it already, and. Well, I'm glad you found something that your wife can do. That's really great.
I know you don't. She's doing really well. I think she's almost recovered 100%.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. She's up to, I think, like 65 foods. And I'm not sure what to attribute to. The elimination diet helped greatly at the beginning. I'm not sure how healthy it is to remain on such a diet.
Well, the more variety, I think it is the better. But, when you're doing elimination like that, I think as you go along, you'll be able to add more and more into it.
Yeah. Ironically, I mean, we had been starting with the probiotic, the acidophilus.
Yeah.
Which was recommended by many people.
Yes.
Which it did nothing.
Uh-huh.
That combined with food enzymes, that whole combination actually gave her really bad acid reflux.
Yeah, and that could be because a lot of those have milk products in them.
Well, I'm not sure about that because she doesn't have any issues whatsoever.
Oh, she doesn't? Okay.
It could have been the combination. I mean, we were on a high-protein diet, and protein in of itself will cause acid, so I'm not sure.
Sure, yeah.
But since then, we've been bringing in starches into our diet.
Yeah.
In mine as well. I had to try. There's a video on Matt Stone's site.
Yeah.
About doing French fries with potatoes.
Oh, really?
With the Expeller Press coconut oil.
Right.
And it's really amazing.
Yeah. Well, it starts like potatoes. The problem I have with potatoes is they do carry a lot of things that are hard to digest. But a better one might be white rice. White rice is a pure starch.
Well, we do right wise. But from all the foods, the lists I've compiled regarding my wife, she has the most difficult time with some of the above ground vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli. I mean, they're just really bad.
Yeah, they're really fibrous too.
Well, they're fibrous too, but as with grains, I mean, they do contain natural substances that protect them, from pesticides and herbicides. I'm not sure how much.
Yeah, from the animals and things eating them, too.
Psillocytes, I think they call them. Yeah. But no, she's doing really well. I wanted to ask, do you get many clients in your gym with lower right back pain, which seems to be a common place?
Sure, because a lot of people sit around and, Yeah, it's definitely, the sitting position is really plays havoc on the two opposing muscles, which is your butt muscles and your quad muscles, or your psoas, which goes up through the middle of the body, and then the piriformis, which is part of the gluteal package, and both of those hit the spine, and they really kind of tighten each other. And I do a lot of the things that I do at my place is a lot of stretching exercise just for those particular problems, definitely.
Because I've been doing a workout now for quite a while.
You want to stick around after the break and talk a little more? Okay, we'll be right back with Mike, folks. And number here is 877-927-6648. And don't forget to pick up my Health Signals newsletter, new issue out right now. 2 issues a month for only $10 a month. I'll be right back.
Would you like a personal update from Tom O'Brien as to what equities he's trading and what his daily trading plan is before the market opens each morning? Every market day, Tom O'Brien sends out his daily newsletter, Market Insights, to hundreds of subscribers that rely on his daily recommendations when it comes to navigating these highly volatile markets we're dealing with. As recently as May 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out all 5 open positions for a combined profit of over 68% in one day. Profits ranged from 6.5% to over 24%, and all of these trades had been initiated within the previous 30 days. Now is the perfect time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's explosive trading newsletter, Market Insights, an $85 value. Tom breaks down the market each morning with his market take and provides trade recommendations including precise stops and target profit zones, leaving nothing left to guessing. Log on to TFNN.com today and sign up for your 2-week free trial. Make sure you're a subscriber the next time Market Insights subscribers close out multiple winning trades. Take action and sign up for your free trial today. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's Nico on Living a Primal Lifestyle, and on the telephone we have Mike from Miami, and we're talking about exercise and lower back pain. Who has the lower back pain, you and your wife?
Me.
Or you?
No, it's from doing my exercise, my routine.
Oh, what is the routine?
I do pull-ups, push-ups, squats, and a few others. It seems like the squats is the issue.
Sure.
I don't want to squat.
Yeah, because you're contracting both your gluteal muscles and you're also tightening your stomach muscles, or you should be. And if you're squatting in the right way, then it's kind of like sitting on the toilet. You just go back on your haunches. Right. Those things do tighten up. And one of the things that I do in my personal training studio is find out what people are doing. to cause the problems. And a lot of it's work-related. Something might be exercise-related. And flexibility is really part of an exercise regime that seems to be missing in a lot of people's exercises. We'll take the time, we'll go for a run, we'll do the squats and the pull-ups, and those things are all great. But unless you're, what you're doing is really contracting muscles. So unless you're stretching them also, then they kind of tend to tighten and tighten and tighten. And that's,
I've found some stretches that.
Yeah. And actually, if you send me a little email at nico@tfnn.com, I'll send you some specific stretches that I use for those areas, especially for the psoas muscle and for the piriformis, which are the two opposing muscles that really cause the lower back pain.
I was reading that actually doing squats with lower back pain, I mean, your muscles are protecting themselves and not necessarily doing the right thing, but actually doing that is a bad idea because apparently, from what I'm reading, people with lower back pain don't have very well developed glutes. Mm-hmm. And when doing a squat, you're relying only on hamstrings and your actual back muscle, right?
Well, you're incorporating, it's an exercise that incorporates all the muscles at the same time, and that's really why it's a great exercise. You do have to be mindful of what you should be contracting. In other words, you do have to engage those muscles and tighten them before you start the exercise. So doing them properly is key to the thing.
When you do squats, do you feel your glutes?
Do I feel my glutes? Yeah, certainly do. Yeah.
Okay. I don't, so obviously there's something...
Yeah, you might be tighten them before you start.
Right.
And, how far are you going down?
Pretty much all the way down.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And you can also go halfway down until the pain eases. So,
right.
Because the last part of it is really using the hamstrings and flexing the knees, but also there's a big stretch at the very bottom, which is really important. But, shoot me that email, and I'll send you those stretches. It's called active isolated stretching, and I'll send you some videos of the different ways of doing that, and that can probably help you, too.
All right. For now, I'm laying off on the squats. Because I went through a really bad period this last week. It's the worst it's been in almost a year.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Well, don't go down as far, too. Go halfway and see if that helps you.
Ironically... people tell me, you shouldn't be running, you shouldn't be sprinting. And when I sprint, I don't have an issue. Mm-hmm. It's when you're
using a big range of motion when you sprint, too.
Okay, right.
So I would say it's probably not a problem. But one of the things that we tend to do is do too much a lot of times because we feel we haven't been doing it in the past or something like that. So, just... bring it back a little bit so the pain isn't there afterwards, and that's kind of how you gauge what you're doing. In the next 2 days after your exercise is, maybe even writing it down into a log of some kind and put the reaction of your body down and then back off a little bit and see if you get the same reaction or a better reaction.
Okay. Yeah. It's going to take a while to undo because my back's been through a lot of trauma over the years.
Have you had surgery on it or something?
No, it was a car accident and some construction falls. So.
Yeah. Well, those things can be corrected. I don't know if there's misalignments going on there, but there could be a lot of different issues. So you might have somebody look at those things, or if you haven't. But if you just back off until you don't feel any pain and then increase very slowly, and usually not more than a 10% increase is what is recommended in exercise.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot about metabolism, body temperature related to cell respiration. Is that something that you've been reading about?
A little bit, yeah. In the research for my book, I've been doing a lot about metabolism, oxidation, all the different things that are working in the body. And temperature, your body tends to regulate itself unless there's a problem. Yeah.
Apparently, many people have much lower body temperature than they should. And it's interesting.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it a little bit more. That sounds interesting. Or send me a link.
Yeah, okay. Ray Peat is the guy that I've been
Ray Peat?
P-E-A-T. You'll find him.
Okay.
I'll send you a link.
Okay, great.
Nico, thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate your call.
Okay.
Number here, folks, 877-927-6648. International number 727-445-1044. Remember that my Health Signals newsletter is the information you need to stay healthy. And, of course, you know, you can catch all these audio feeds on TFNN.com as a podcast on iTunes, which is a great way to get it. But the videos are on livingaprimalifestyle.com, which is my personal site. And also they're available on YouTube, TFNN, and Living a Primal Lifestyle. So you can catch up on some of these episodes and, you know, you get the information that you need to do. I did want to go over a couple of things here in the newspaper that I found. And one of the things is that this was last week, obesity can block transplant donors. I found this very interesting, that there's a chance that if you're too heavy, too much body fat, that then it can block you as a donor for transplanting. Also, of course, it causes complications in you receiving a donor. So another reason just to you know, normalize your body and don't gain that excess weight. Another thing was sleep may affect your immunity. Yet another reason to worry about not getting enough sleep, immunity. Scientists gave 125 generally healthy men and women the hepatitis B vaccination. 2 doses, 1 month apart, and then a booster 6 weeks later. After adjustment for other factors that affect antibody response, the researchers found that people who slept less had lower body levels of hepatitis B antibodies. The effect was modest but detectable. The vaccination works for almost everybody in perspective of their sleep, says a leading author, Eric Panther, a clinical health physiologist at the University of California, San Francisco. The study appears in the journal called Sleep. I think that's about. Younger cases of colorectal cancer. They're finding more and more people that have problems with their colon and their rectum and have cancer. So, and this is basically, from what the article says, due to a diet. And that just makes sense to me. Poor eating habits, lack of exercise, and obesity is part of the problem. You know, our diet is really the number one thing that we should be concerned about. You know, earlier I was talking about going out of town, and the food choices are very poor. Of course, you get to the airport. What we did is, because we had a very early flight, we had a couple of boiled eggs that we took, and on the way to the airport, my wife and I ate the eggs. Because when you get to the airport, the choices are very poor. You got the Chili's and the hamburger places, and the only thing really good is it might be a Starbucks. But you know, it's the better choices you have. You have to kind of get those yourself. I do have a caller on the line. This is Larry from Las Vegas. Hey, Larry, how you doing today?
Well, Nico, how are you?
I'm doing great. What can I do for you today?
I have a question for you about sage.
Sage, the herb sage?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I make various herbal teas, and the one of them I make is ginkgo and sage.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the reason for the ginkgo is the eye support and cognitive reasons and stuff like that.
Right.
And the sage is for the sod.
It's for the what?
The super oxide dismutase.
Okay.
And my research showed that by just taking they said by taking the sage tea, they increased the sod by 30%, which is quite remarkable.
That's quite significant, yeah.
Yeah, but then in another report I read that it said that the sod doesn't make it past the stomach.
Huh.
And I wonder if you can shed any light on this. I mean, one of them has to be wrong, and I got a feeling that sage is called the herb of immortality. It's been used for, forever.
Yeah.
And I think they knew what they were talking about, and I got a feeling that I'm on the right track. I just wanted to know if you had any input.
I really don't know about that. The stomach does a lot of things, but mostly it breaks down the materials so we can use them. There are things, of course, in food like grains and other things that are very hard to digest, but they have more to do with the fiber and the kind of hidden materials that are in there to protect the plant itself. As far as I know, the herbs really don't do that. I haven't really read anything about sage, but I certainly will look into that. But I think you're more on the right track. That herbs are digested very easily and very quickly, and the anti-nutrients that they carry are found to be very beneficial with them. And if you have an herb that doesn't do that for you, it pretty much shows up very quickly. We drink a lot of green tea, and coffee is the only other thing that we really drink besides water and a little bit of alcohol. But we love our green tea, and they carry very similar products or processes to help you digest. Most herbs help you digest things, so I think you're on the right track. I'd like to see that article if you want to send it to me.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I had another question for you.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'd make sure I get my coffee in today, too. I mean,
I've got my bulletproof coffee right here, right now. So
yeah, you can't beat the good organic coffee and some clean water.
That's for sure. And they're finding out all the time that good coffee is really good for you. It helps the mind, it helps the body, helps you stay alert, and a lot of antioxidants in it. Yeah, and you know what my test is for this stuff? If it's been used for centuries, it works. Yeah.
I mean, it's a simple test.
And, if you use that with our modern food, then you can take most of the processed foods that we've been using for the last 100 years out of the picture.
Yeah, and that's getting really difficult in this country now.
It's very sad. And like I said, when I was traveling, then the choices become less and less. And I'll tell you, it's very tough. And I always feel the effects afterwards for up to a week.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. But, I'm in my mid-50s. I remember what it was like when I was a kid. Eating out of my grandma's garden, and we grew up on raw milk, stuff like that, all the evil stuff. And, I buy organic food now, and I can tell that it's organic, but they're still growing it in this dead soil that we have in this country.
Yeah.
We've been over-fertilizing for, 90 years now?
Yeah.
And the soil's completely dead, so...
Yeah, and of course... We're also using the soil on those monocrops, all the grains in the Midwest. I just would think if we went back to just gardening instead of farming, that the soil would replenish itself very quickly.
That's a good point. The difference between gardening and farming.
Yeah,
it is. I wanted to ask you: are your shows archived on TFNN?
Yeah, and the videos. I've got a new website called LivingAPrimalLifestyle.com, and they're in video on that. And they go back about 6 months right now when we started the video on my show. So you can also catch them on YouTube at TFNN and then Living a Primal Lifestyle. But all the audios are carried on TFNN.com, and they're also on iTunes. And I think on that site, those sites, they go back maybe 6 or 8 weeks. Oh, great. You have a lot of good information. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate you calling in. And you know what? It's a good combination that they got you on the show. I mean, this is a finance channel, but this is a good. Well, it was really Tom's idea. A couple of years, it's all 3 years ago. I think this month it's 3 years I've been on the air and finally getting used to what's going on here. But Tom wanted to integrate health because he's a very health conscious guy, and he says everybody's sitting around on computers. He says let's get these people healthy at the same time, and that's how I got on. I mean, the way to get to these guys is, hey, when your brain works better, you make more money. That's exactly right. And it's also that most of the people here, we're not working for other people. We're working for ourselves, most of the people. And that's really what America's about. And, if we're doing business ourselves, we also have to take care of our own health and not let the government and all these big companies say what we should and should not be doing. It's back to the old way, self-efficiency. Exactly. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Larry. Bye. Bye now. Oh, what a great call. It's really refreshing to hear from people like Larry and like Mike that give me more information to look at. And a lot of this information I'm going to pass on to you on the Health Signals newsletter. So please check out the website under newsletters and find Health Signals. And check it out for a month. You get no charge, and then you get them twice a month for only $10 a month. It's really a great value. I've got another segment coming up, folks. Give me a call here, 877-927-6648. It's Nico. I'll be right back.
If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, Kay Stalter, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. This is Nico on Living a Primal Lifestyle. It's the last segment of the day here, of the week for me. And I just wanted to give you some healthy tips on what you should really, and I always look at being healthy as simplifying your life. So here goes. Avoid microwave food. Avoid non-stick cookware and aluminum cookware, and that's used in most restaurants too. So eat out less. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water every day. Drink between meals and finish your fluids about 2 hours before you go to bed. Use reverse osmosis water filter. A big Burka water filter is good, or just buy spring water or even distilled water, as I do, as long as you're taking some vitamins and minerals on top of that. Check food labels for things like hydrogenated and eliminated, all of those kind of oils, and those are all your vegetable oils, all your modern oils, dressings and mayo, butter spreads, baked goods and cereals, pre-prepared and fried foods will all have these things. Don't eat fried foods out. Use coconut oil, ghee, that's clarified butter, or leftover fat from truly organic meats for sautéing things. Avoid heating things like olive oil and your nut oils. Use them for flavoring after cooking. Choose oils that are high in monosaturated fats and low in the polyunsaturated fats, which we do need, but very low qualities. Grate or puree squash, cauliflower, broccoli, and other vegetables to make them taste differently. And they freeze a lot better that way, too. Buy and eat pasteurized raised eggs. It's not enough to get organic eggs. You need to have them pasteurized. Those chickens are much more active. They run around. They're more likely to be fertile. And those are the highest quality eggs that you can find. Replace starchy foods such as bread, rice, cereals, pasta, beans, and chips with vegetables. Avoid juicing completely. Don't eat an excess of fruit. Eat a little fruit. And if you eat fruit, a good time to do it is in the early evening, because they do help you sleep. Do combine fruit snacks with some fat and protein, such as organic cheese or maybe even some almond butter. Have a solid breakfast with plenty of protein and fat. Eat meals and snacks at regular times during the day. Snacking to me is not that important because I get very satisfied with including a lot of fat in my diet, a lot of healthy fat naturally. Avoid pesticides in your food, in your home, in your yard. Don't use pesticides. Do it organically by elimination is the best way, or exclusion. Eat wild salmon frequently. Canned is okay in most cases. Take a lot of omega-3 oils if you do, and also eliminate the iodized salt and even regular sea salt. You want to look for the sun-dried or solar salts, such as Himalayan salt or the pink mountain salts. Remember that sodas, granola bars, muffins, most rice and soy, desserts and potatoes are extremely high in starches and sugars, and therefore carry more calories. And artificial sweeteners are not good either. They're really not a great replacement for sugar. I'd rather see you eat some just raw cane sugar on a small amount. It's not bad. Never eat soy again unless it's fermented or you have it in miso or from a really good soy, or the soy sauce. The only soy sauce I would use is tamari. Walk at least 3 times a day. Spend about 20 or 30 minutes. Keep your heart rate at a nice level of 55 to 75% of your maximum heart rate, which is determined by your age. Another thing is, get enough sleep. 7 to 9 hours is optimal. 7 hours works for me the best. And things that you really want to make sure that you get plenty of is a good amount of sunlight. Natural sunlight is really good for you, and it really helps you get your vitamin D levels up there. So. And eliminate a lot of the things like cosmetics and things from your life, and you'll do a lot better off. That's the show for this week, folks. Paige Clark is going to be back with me. I'm not sure next week, but maybe in the next 2 weeks you'll see her again. So I'm looking forward to that because she has a lot to offer us. So, folks, have a great weekend.